Why the United States of America is a bankrupt corporation. The premise of this discussion is that the United States of America is a bankrupt corporation, effectively a civilly dead entity without standing in law to sue or make complaints. This assertion is supported by statements made in the United States Congressional Record, where it is noted that members of Congress operate under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It is claimed that the U.S. federal government was dissolved by the Emergency Banking Act of March 9, 1933, leading to its insolvency. The passing of H.J. R. 192 in 1933, which suspended the gold standard, supposedly dissolved the sovereign authority of the United States and the functions of governmental offices. The current operational status of the federal government is described as de facto, governed by emergency war powers, and lacking a legitimate constitutional foundation. Consequently, the government is said to operate under the jurisdiction of international bankers who control the financial system through entities like the International Monetary Fund. The narrative suggests that the 14th Amendment, enacted in 1868, created an artificial entity known as a citizen of the United States, which operates within a framework of corporate limited liability. This amendment ensures that the public debt of the United States to bankers is unquestionable. The formation of a corporate government for the District of Columbia in 1871 further entrenched this corporate structure, leading to the trademarking of the names associated with the United States. The transition from United States notes to Federal Reserve notes in 1913 marked a significant shift in the U.S. monetary system, as the government ceded control over its currency to private banking interests. This shift has led to the current state where Americans do not have constitutional means to pay debts, effectively making them debtors under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The use of Federal Reserve notes, which do not constitute lawful money, has resulted in citizens losing their rights and standing in law. Due to this bankruptcy, the public is now seen as economic slaves, operating under the jurisdiction of a financial system that prioritizes creditor interests over individual rights. The legal landscape has changed significantly, with courts functioning as non-constitutional entities administering commercial obligations rather than upholding citizens' rights. The text asserts that as debtors, individuals possess no rights, only privileges that can be altered by the government at will. If citizens stop paying taxes or fees, they risk losing their properties, as the government maintains control over all assets under the guise of public service. The concept of bonding has evolved as smaller bonding companies seek to navigate the risks associated with municipal corporations and the potential for malpractice claims. Self-bonding practices have emerged among municipalities, often misrepresenting the liability status of these entities and exposing them to significant risks. The bonding process requires statutes to be clearly defined and legally sound to avoid inviting misuse. Public education about legal rights is emphasized as crucial for empowering citizens to assert their rights effectively. The bonding companies are encouraged to engage in practices that promote transparency and accountability within the legal system. Taxation and compulsory insurance statutes must be critically examined for their fairness and legality. If governments use tax revenues to compete with private enterprise, it undermines their legitimacy and can provoke public dissent. The narrative suggests that public officials must be held accountable through proper bonding practices to ensure they fulfill their duties responsibly. The discussion concludes with a call for awareness among citizens regarding their legal status and the implications of their rights within the current system. It highlights the importance of understanding the dynamics of bonding, taxation, and legal representation in order to reclaim individual rights and navigate the complexities of the American legal system effectively.